Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of our Community Access. Most of you watched the recent Kentucky Derby at Louisville, but here we had another Derby. This one was the 29th Annual Derby Celebration Fundraiser at Banbury Cross. All today at our Community Access. Welcome back. This event is a special event for so many people. We want to show as much as we possibly could. So for our reporters and cameras, please enjoy the 29th Annual Derby Day celebration at Banbury Cross.
Hello everybody, welcome to a special edition of our Community Access. Rachel and I and Dan, our camera person, have been invited to Derby Day at Banbury Cross. Rachel, what do you think about this?
I am so excited. I mean, this is a beautiful charity and this is a great event for just such a fabulous cause, and I could not be more thrilled to be here.
This is their fundraiser of the year. If you want to find out about that, stay with us, don't go away.
Banbury Cross is a therapeutic equestrian facility, so we provide equine-assisted activities for individuals of all ages with all different abilities.
For coming tonight to help us with our mission. I'm going to introduce our executive director who makes the program run every day, Jessica Moore, who's here.
Being here tonight. I mean, as everybody knows, we are a small nonprofit, so this fundraiser is so important to our livelihood and to us running successfully for the entire year ahead. And so all of you being here, just your presence is a huge support, and those of you who will be purchasing items and bidding on items tonight, for everybody who donated an item, thank you very much for your support.
So we do the silent auction, which you get to peruse through. All of our silent auctions and then the live auction items that we have all been donated. A lot of our board members procure the items ahead of time, either through their connections or themselves, and so that's wonderful. I mean, it's all just complete donation to us.
700 again, 800 over now, 8 again, 200. Thank you very much.
Before I introduce our star student for the evening, I wanted to just take a minute because while everybody who puts on this week and who helps us set up for the entire festivities is behind the scenes, not everyone is aware that we have a lot of little hidden angels that really keep us going and that help support us in ways that people may not be aware.
This entire week of preparation leading up to our Derby Day is a phenomenal group effort. We are fortunate enough to have our weekly volunteers who come out to assist for our classes. They all commit to coming out this week off that we have and helping on their regularly scheduled days, and they help pull the entire farm together. And in addition to their support and help, we've also been fortunate enough to have several large groups of workers that come out, one being from Oakwood Community Church right here in our neighborhood, and the other from UPS, which brings employees from all the way from Ohio to all different areas of Michigan, and they come out and really help us do a lot of the heavy lifting, a lot of the outside preparation that it just takes many, many hands to finish up.
Aware that we have a lot of little hidden angels that really keep us going and that help support us in ways that people may not be aware. And so about 6 weeks ago, I received a phone call out of the blue from a family friend, Mike Carner, saying that his father, who I've known since I was born, my dad and mom knew their family from the time they were young, teenagers, young 20s, that when his father passed away 10 years ago, he had made it very clear that he had some funds that he wanted to be directed towards specific charities that were close to his heart. And while I remember Al, their father, as always being a horse lover, my dad would take me to visit their Tennessee Walker horses growing up, and I just remember Al loving horses. I also know that being a veteran himself, he was very passionate about organizations that served veterans and as well as children. He always supported organizations that were supportive of children and children with special needs. So when Mike called me, it sounded like we were a perfect fit for their program. And so Mike and all of his siblings came out this evening to represent their family, to represent his dad, Al, and his mom, Mary, and make an extremely generous donation to us. So if you guys wouldn't mind just standing for a moment, I'd like to thank you.
All right, I'm here talking with a parent whose son rides here frequently. So, sir, can I get your name?
Gregory Vandelander.
All right, and so what's the story with your son in Banbury Cross?
So we found Banbury Cross about 7 years ago, and we were just looking for an activity for my son to try to see if he would like it. He has some learning disabilities and some other things like apraxia, so he doesn't speak. So we were just looking for something that would engage him, and so we came out here and he fell in love with it. So we've been here ever since.
How has it helped him?
So it's helped him very much with independence. His balance is very much improved. He doesn't even like to really hold on to the saddle like he should. For directing the horse, he's very good with that. I think the biggest thing is it's a confidence boost for him, for something he can participate in, and he's in charge, and he just loves it.
And how long have you been here?
So it's about 7 years now.
Wow. And how old is your son?
He's 14.
So it's been a great help for him, I'm sure.
Yes, very much.
And this guy back here, he's hiding now, but this is his horse, right?
Yes, this is Doodlebug, and Gabe's been riding him consistently, so probably for 4 years or so.
And I know it might be hard for you to remember, but if you can tell me like the first time he came in here, if you could remember that first day and describe it briefly for me, and then remember the most recent time that you were here and try to compare the two in terms of like his own personal growth and comfort with the horses.
Sure. So his first day, he was very apprehensive, so he was a lot younger and a lot less confident about just his abilities and just being able to move around. And he's scared of dogs, so when you see a horse that's 10 to 20 times larger, he's a little bit taken aback, but we pushed through it, and he enjoyed himself the first time. So fast forward 7 years later, he expects to come here every Saturday. He's a little upset in his own way that he's not here tonight, but we've got other things to do. But his confidence is it's tremendous. Once he's on the horse, he's about as happy as you'll ever see him. So for him, it's just, I think, just a confidence booster, and just he gets to do something that he really found that he loves.
What would you tell parents who are considering Banbury Cross?
Give it a shot, even if you think if it's for your child that is in a wheelchair, nonverbal, autism, it doesn't matter what condition. Coming here and, getting to commune with the horses, they have a very magical effect on people that it's hard to describe. But once you're here and you get a chance to try it, you just never know how much it could help someone's life, whether it's just their attitude, their happiness, or improve on life skills. It can be tremendous all around.
All right, thanks so much for talking with me.
You're very welcome.
A true pleasure for all of us to watch and work with her, and so we thought she would be the perfect candidate. So Courtney's going to share a little bit of her story with you guys tonight, and we're excited for you and honored to celebrate you.
Hi, my name is Courtney. I'm hard of hearing and wear 2 hearing aids. I also suffer from something called functional neurological disorder. This is where my brain and body don't communicate properly. Some of the symptoms I have with FND are PNES seizures, which are seizures in my nerves, not my brain. Myoclonic jerk, which is myoclonic jerk, which is an involuntary movement of a group of muscles which I cannot control. Jerk attacks, which is when I am completely aware of my surroundings but have no control over my body. Poor coordination and the inability to speak. To this day, I still lose my speech at times. These are just a few symptoms I suffer from with FND. I have had FND for the last 4 years. It started my junior year of high school after being thrown from a horse in South Carolina. After I was diagnosed, it felt like I had no future because everything had been taken away from me. It felt like I was being punished for it. I couldn't drive anymore. I was kicked off my equestrian team. I was told by many professionals that I would never be able to do anything that involved horses because it was not safe, but horses were my everything. I have been around horses most of my life, and they are the one thing that gives me joy. After living in South Carolina for 10 years, I moved back to Michigan, and I had heard about therapeutic riding from many different sources. I finally decided to give it a shot. In the beginning of my journey at Banbury Cross, I never thought I would be standing here speaking to you all here today. The reason being that even though I had thoughts in my head, I was unable to express them properly. I felt withdrawn from the world and fearful of others. Riding at Banbury, I experienced firsthand the unconditional love a horse can give. I rode Waco, a mischievous but loving pony. Sure, he may be patient and pushy at times, and I can't always express the way I feel, but we have an unbreakable bond. I now ride Felicia, a sweet and spunky pony that likes to keep moving. When I ride them, they love me for who I am, and I love them for who they are. We make an incredible team. As I ride Fee more and more, we become more of a team. A horse doesn't care if you come to them in boots and spurs or in a wheelchair. They don't see the disability in the person, they see the person as they are. Working with horses has opened my world in many ways I could never explain. However, I will try to explain some of the things that it has helped me with. It has helped me build my confidence both in the saddle and on the ground. It has helped improve my balance and posture. The fact that I'm speaking at all is a huge accomplishment. I also walk better and my overall function is much better. Banbury has also allowed me to come out of my shell and I have learned that it's okay to open up to people and not be so fearful of them. It has even helped me in doing my job and living my everyday life. I also recently just got my driver's license back. I also work 2 full-time jobs taking care of horses completely independently. I can now look forward to a future I didn't think was just possible just a few years ago. My dream is to go into the field of instructor and trainer to work with horses and kids and help kids like me. The instructors, horses, and volunteers at Banbury have inspired me to keep working towards my dreams. I will never give up. I'm a rider at Banbury Cross. Banbury Cross is my happy place. It's the place that I know at the end of the day I will be smiling.
How did you get involved with Banbury Cross?
Because I'm surrounded by the equestrian farms. A lot of people that I've associated with and members from the board asked me to be put on it. Very unique form of therapy, something that really, without the goodness of everybody making donations, we really couldn't afford to do it. But it was the therapy and watching kids' lives getting transformed.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
The disabled and people that need this.
So what does it mean to you to have a facility such as this in our community?
It's a blessing. It really, really is a blessing because we take from Lapeer schools to Oxford schools to bring them in, and we pay a good percent of it. Theirs is a small percent. But no, it wouldn't be possible without donations and all the volunteers that helped put this together. It really took a workforce.
Well, and so speaking of that, this doesn't just happen like last month, right?
No, this is all year it takes to pull this together. This took an army.
Yeah.
It really did.
Volunteers, people with a big heart. Well, thank you. I know you're busy.
Thank you.
So I'm going to let you go.
Okay, thank you, Terry.
So you cannot have a gala like this with this many people without fantastic food. And I'm with Jeff Baker from the Country Smokehouse. Jeff, what's it take to put something like this on and feed all these people?
A lot of work, but it's a labor of love. We love doing this event. This is our third year doing it, and we have so much fun at this event. We're really excited about this one. This one's a lot of fun for our staff.
And so what are we serving tonight?
Tonight we've got an assortment of poached shrimp, scallop and shrimp ceviche. We also have our roasted pimento dip, like they serve down for the Derby. Fresh made pork skins. We also have our whole smoked salmon displays. And then on one of the other tables, we're doing a whole roasted hog as well.
Oh, yum. So who makes up that menu?
Well, it was actually me this year. This is the first time that we've done this where Kathleen, who organizes this event, allowed me to do our food and some of the stuff that we've done in the past.
Well, I'm looking forward to eating it, and thank you for putting on such a nice spread.
Anytime, thank you.
Want to take just a few moments to thank the people who have put our event on. Kathleen Whitman, who is our chairman, and her co-chair, Patty Robertson. There are probably 100 volunteers. We've had a group from United Parcel Service who've been out during the week. They make the whole thing happen. They put everything together. We also have our Chief Grounds Manager, Nathan Jerome, who's working. And of course, Tom Kay. Tom, where are you?
As a small nonprofit, we really rely on volunteerism, and our year-round weekly classes that we run 6 days a week, and those are not possible without volunteers. So we use over 80 volunteers a week, their strengths, and our volunteers will participate in classes, working with our riders, help meeting their goals, whether they are physically assisting the riders with their horses, or we also have other volunteers that prep the horses, prep the arena for classes, and lead the horses during classes. And additionally, we have behind-the-scenes helpers that may assist in acting as a hostess to our families when they come in to ride, or help with fundraisers such as this weekend coming up, or just help in the office, whether it be filing, preparing mailings, that sort of thing. So there's so much room for opportunity in no matter what your strength is, of what you might be interested in doing.
Now, how have you made the Derby Day celebration such a well-known thing where you have people like the UPS and local church organizations coming in wanting to volunteer their time to help put together an event like this?
We're extremely fortunate that we have, I don't want to say wonderful connections, but it's people have gotten to know our reputation and gotten to know us over the years. This is our 29th Derby Day celebration, so people in our own community right here in Oxford Metamora area are familiar with the event and kind of come to expect it every year. But as far as UPS coming, Greg Vandelinder's the key man there that we've been working with, and his son rides in our program, has for several years. So he initiated that relationship with bringing the work group out and involving the whole company, which has been phenomenal. And with the church groups that come out, again, we have routine volunteers and also some rider families that attend that church and have just spread the word on our program and the benefits that they see and wanting to involve their entire community in it as well.
Now, who are these volunteers? What's the age range?
Our youngest volunteers are 12. Our insurance does require that you have to be 12 years old to volunteer, and our oldest is, I don't know, we don't ask adults their ages really. They don't have to disclose that to us, but we do have a lot of retirees who, once they retire from work and are looking to remain active and give back to the community, those are actually our most loyal volunteers that'll come out 2-3 days a week and assist with classes. We do ask that all of our volunteers attend a brief 2-hour orientation to learn our safety procedures, what exactly we do, what's expected of them should they want to assist in classes, and we run those 4 or 5 times a year.
Now, especially for students, since school is almost over in the next month and a half or so, as long as they're 12 years old, they can look into this and volunteer and spend some time up here. And is it specifically seasonal, or is there something that they could always have their hand in?
We have a need for volunteers year-round. So we only take the month of December off, and that's because of the holidays. But year-round we need help. And the bulk of our classes run in the evenings, between 4:45, 8:30 at night. So year-round we can have students that are still helping with classes and with the program after school hours. It's really a great way for a lot of our middle school and high school students to get some of their National Honor Society service hours requirements filled, as well as other groups and committees that they may be on that require volunteer hours. We've had a few students that have used our facility and our program as projects that they've had for their senior year, their junior year in high school, service projects, and that works out wonderful.
Now, how would these students go about learning more about volunteering and signing up to do it?
We have a great Facebook page that gives a lot of videos and examples of what we do. You can contact us through our Facebook page, through our website, which is www.banburycrosstech.org, or you can call the office and just ask to speak to Charlotte, who's our volunteer coordinator, and she would get anybody set up with a date for our next orientation, and you can come on out.
All right, great. Thank you so much.
Anybody else at
I want to
1400?
compliment you on an excellent night tonight.
I'm so excited. I just feel like I won the Derby myself.
Yeah.
It is so much fun when it does this well. It's just, everybody was pumped.
It was unbelievable sitting here and witnessing the whole thing. I was almost afraid to scratch my cheek for fear.
You could have bought something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the kind of things that you were giving out, those vacations, those dinners out, they're very nice.
We changed them up a little this year. We did a lot of the same things for many years, and we knew we had to readdress the audience with some new things. So we got some interesting packages. I think the skydiving and the racetrack, yeah. So our audience shifts, so we have to shift.
It's really a brilliant idea, and then all of the stuff that you were auctioning off, amazing, high quality stuff. And I also wanted to ask, how much of tonight does it typically cover annually?
It takes care of our shortfall for the year. As you know, the program doesn't pay for itself by what they pay. So it takes care of the shortfall, and there's always something that has to be repaired. Because, the hay goes up every year. So it just gives us a little cushion. We got to pay off the mortgage one year with one of our auctions. So we kind of look for that big item that if we do well one year, we can, pay for something that we couldn't have paid for before.
It's really smart, and I know for all of us out here, it's been a really fun night.
You saw it before. You saw it. It's a barn.
I came here to interview with Jessica Moore earlier in the year, and it was a completely different stable.
It's a barn.
It's beautiful, and it's such high class stuff.
Well, when you have to bring out in every single thing you need,
yes,
you've got to have a good checklist. Every single thing has to be brought here. We don't even have good running water. So,
the place that you got catering from is amazing. All the silent auction over there, high quality stuff.
Yeah, we do really well.
It's really
the board all has a job, and and they all do their job.
It's really not your average silent auction. I've been to silent auctions. This is really high quality. So guys, you should come out here next year. It's really great. My final question for you is people that want to volunteer, maybe help with the horses or other jobs, can you tell them what's available and how they can volunteer?
They can talk to Jessica. She's our director, and there's all kinds of jobs. You know, there's a training program if you want to work with the horses in our clientele, but there's other kinds of things that we always need help with. So almost any kind of volunteer work we can handle.
And you guys are a nonprofit.
We are a nonprofit, yeah.
A great place to donate your time to. So I can hear some kind of stuff in the background, so I think I'll let you go.
Okay,
Thanks for talking with me.
Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Thanks for inviting us.
Thank you.
What a fun experience, right?
Yeah, it was thrilling, and the race was surprisingly short. I don't know, if someone doesn't really watch horse races, I don't know if I was expecting it to be longer, and there was also a surprising twist that the winner was actually different. It was a different winner than it was initially. There was a recount or something. That was bizarre. I don't know how often that happens.
Not anything that upset anybody that was here tonight. Everybody's having a great time. They're still holding the auction. There's dinner, there's food, and a lot of happy people out here.
Absolutely. I think it's really great, and they're making a lot of money. This is really great for the charity.
This is their biggest fundraiser, but they'll take funds throughout the year. So I hope you enjoyed your night with Banbury Cross at the Derby. We sure did. Thank you. All right.
Now that was a special day for special people at Banbury Cross. So for our reporters, Terry Stiles, Daniel Smith, Rachel Baker, and our photographers, Daniel Weiss and Russell Carrier, I'm Bill Service, and you have a great, great week.